I'm Jim Check. You're watching Kelowna Now. With me, Lyndon Dias, TD Benefits. It's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. It's
Been a
good to
while,
be
yeah.
back in
Yeah.
studio with you here, Jim.
Yeah, so we talk benefits on the show. We're going to kind of go back to basics, right?
Back to basics.
Back to basics. And we're going to talk about, like the benefits of having benefits. The
Yeah.
benefits of benefits. There you go.
Yeah, it's just nice to touch on, right? We visit it with all those businesses we work with in the community. What's it like for businesses that are interested in exploring this for the first time, the processes. I mean, it's not always you're working with companies that have a plan, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like working with those companies that want to look into benefits for the first time? Well, that's why we're here to assist with that, and we just wanted to relook at that process.
And I guess one of the big things is, why do companies want to have benefits? One of the big factors is definitely retention, right? Like, it's just because a lot of people, when they're getting hired,
Of
that's
course.
one of the first questions they ask is, right, do you have benefits?
Do you have benefits, and they want to retain their staff, especially going through that hiring process. It takes so much time,
Yeah.
right? You don't want to have to bring people back on board, and if you can retain those valuable assets of your team, it's a win-win, right? So, I mean, working with the businesses and showing them the steps that are involved to set up a plan. I mean, sometimes when businesses reach out to us the first time, they really don't know where to start, right?
Yeah.
They don't know the process. They don't know how to get quotes. So us as brokers, essentially, there's that.
And I think a lot of people think they're
information.
really expensive, but there's so many ways to cost share them too, right? There's a lot of different options, right? Like, you can
Yeah.
50-50 them, you can do 80-20, you can do a whole bunch of different things.
It's up to the employer, which is nice,
Yeah.
right? And that's pretty much what we're advising. So no, it's not like the business has to cover the whole cost. There can be a cost sharing with your staff as well, like you said, 50-50. But ultimately, the business is covering that premium initially on the first of the month, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's when we're breaking down the cost for the businesses, it's never, of course, you're putting aside a budget to it. Usually, it's around 15 to 20%, of your gross earnings
Yeah.
per year for a business to put a benefit plan in place. But these are all things you can fine tune, right? And
Yeah.
ultimately, there's a lot of flexibility
So
there.
many options, right? Like, you can do cost plus, you can go with like one of the bigger carriers, all kinds of different things, right? Where you can do like a fixed payment, kind of like fixed fee
Yeah.
schedule, or like
I-
even a cost plus,
I do
right?
find the traditional benefit plan when you're talking extended health, dental benefits, I mean, you have your fixed premiums, and then built into that plan is usually that cost plus health trust, right? Where businesses are able to have their corp pay for certain things. They're reimbursed personally, but the corp then gets to write these things off. So when you're sitting down, you're going through it, yes, there's the benefit plan, there's the prescription drugs, there's the massage, there's the chiro, there's the dental, there's the things we want to put in place, but then there's different ways we can utilize the plan to maximize tax advantages for businesses as well, right? Which is things that they don't usually know or are aware
Yeah.
of. So when you have those discussions, it's usually like, I didn't know we could write this off through the company and then receive it back personally. And,
Yeah.
it's just ways to maximize.
A good one
tax
there
as
is what you
well.
just brought up is tiers, right? Because for the shareholders, you can actually have a different benefit plan, so you can cover off more of those medical expenses for like 100% coverage and that, and then you can have like another tier. You can have multiple tiers, right? So
Yeah, common to see
like
that.
new employees could have like maybe a 50% pay, and then you maybe like a 2-year employee could have 80%, and then maybe shareholders or management could have 100%.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
just building that continual retention,
Yeah.
right? So like after 3 years of employment, maybe you're covering more of the benefit plan and there's greater coverage available, right? So tiers are very common. Yeah, I mean, typically it's 3 months when you hire a new staff
Right.
member that they come
Before
on
you
the
put them
plan,
on
right?
benefits, yeah.
So there's that standard 3-month probation, and some
Yeah.
employers waive benefits. They say,
Yeah.
hey, you're hired today, we want to retain you.
Yeah.
We're waiving the waiting period. You get full
Yeah.
access to our benefit plan today. We see the value in adding you as a new team member. So
Yeah.
standard, it's 3 months, right? That's the standard
Mhm.
probation when a new employee is hired, but they do have the option again, and it's just speaking to the whole flexibility that's built around the plans, right?
Yeah, so you guys are busy. Obviously, you were saying before we went on that you're actually looking to add to your team as well.
Yeah, we have been busy. We're thankful for that, obviously, but we are looking to add to our team as well. We've been growing. Essentially, we're looking for a professional office individual to come in and be a group administrator, office support worker. So as of right now, yes, TD Benefits is hiring. We've been looking at some candidates. So anybody that has that professional office experience, enjoys working with a small team, growing business, of course. Any experience in the employee benefit space is an asset, not a necessity, but of course it would help. But yeah, I mean, we're just looking to grow our team as well. So throwing that out there into the community as well, because like many other businesses, we're looking to grow and continue on. So.
And one of the unique things that you guys do, TD Benefits, you're the sole provider through the chamber, like the chamber benefits plan, right?
That's correct. So we operate as a full-on brokerage. So we work with all group insurance carriers, but exclusivity, our exclusivity, is our partnership with the Chamber of Commerce Benefit Plan. So, that's a Canadian business. Johnston Group's the insurance company, but our partnership with the Chamber Plan allows us to service, 6 or so local chambers, Kelowna being, of course, the biggest, and surrounding,
it's the largest
cities.
chamber in I think, British Columbia too.
Yeah,
right?
it's a great chamber. There's a healthy amount of members, and a lot of them take advantage of the Chamber Benefit Plan, and that's a very important part of what we do, and we take great pride on that program. And aside from that, of course, our office does operate as a brokerage as well. We let our clients know that all the time, but that program, it's fantastic for small businesses. And when I say small business, we mean businesses with 100 or less employees. Some small businesses just think it's, 3 to 5 or 15 or below, but no, you're kind of looking to provide solutions for businesses all within that category of 100 or less employees.
So if you're looking just because it doesn't cost anything to chat with you, if you want to compare your plan, or if you don't have a plan, it's just a conversation, right?
It's a conversation. You're talking with people just like this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking for information, and you're trying to break it down and make it as simple as possible. Of course, there's information you collect from them, but that's just part of the process, right? As brokers, you really break it down and make it an enjoyable experience. And most of the time, businesses are interested in it and they want more information.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with those companies that have the existing plans, of course, they have a little bit more experience on the process. Maybe they have renewals they're happy with. Maybe it's a servicing issue. We're always willing to step in and just really find out what any, problem issues may be.
And if you're adding a plan, instead, you could factor that into the raises that you might be looking at, because the plan is actually a way to get tax-free benefits to somebody, as opposed to like giving them a raise, right? Because they're paying tax on that. But through the plan, the business gets to write off the expense, and then the employee gets to enjoy those, whether that's a chiro or a massage therapist or whatever.
The benefit plan usually stretches a little bit further when you look at the extended health and dental costs that they could be expending
using after-tax dollars, right?
$1.50 raise per hour. You definitely, when you break it down in that way, I think that they're getting more value out of a benefit plan, right? And
right.
I understand the importance.
Because the government's not getting a cut out of it.
No.
They get a cut of everything else. All right.
Yeah, a lot of it, definitely. But anyways, when you break it down to that, the dollar value, I think, especially because you're offering coverage to, a spouse and dependents as well, right?
Family, right? Yeah.
If there's any medical things that you needed coverage on there, it's nice to limit those out-of-pocket expenses and cover them through a benefit plan. So,
especially you have a young family, so
I do.
Especially important for
man, ripping around, healthy guy, thankfully, but he's busy.
Especially when benefits mean a lot to families for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're a young single guy, you don't care so much, right? But
no, they do, and we work with a lot of sole proprietors, small businesses too, right? Where it's tough for them to find coverage. So we can offer those solutions for home-based businesses, family businesses, and 1- and 2-person companies. So we definitely work with them as well, not just the 3+ employee corporations or whatever it may be. So always able to help them out with coverage for their family also.
There you go. We're going to do a series of shows just like we did last year, and then we'll break it down. There's so much to talk about in benefits, right? There's so much. And it's such a good thing to offer employees, for sure. And I think most employees are asking for that when they get hired somewhere. That's one of the first questions I remember always getting asked. Do you have benefits?
It keeps us busy. We're grateful for that, and we enjoy what we do, right? I mean, this is what we do. I mean, we're not an insurance firm that focuses on all these different facets of insurance. We really hone in on the employee benefit space, right? It's what we're good at. It's what we enjoy, and we enjoy servicing the companies we work with in this region. So it's what we do, and we enjoy doing it every day.
And I didn't ask you about this, but I'm just going to say everybody knows your dad. He's the mayor in town here, and he is back at work. We just want to assure everybody that he's back at work, right?
He's been doing really well. I mean, he's very grateful to be healthy, and he's in a great spot. So it took a little bit of time away, obviously, but no, he's doing really well, fantastic, and he's happy to be back, obviously, in that position. So nothing but positive news to share there, which is nice.
So there you go. Reach out to Lyndon. Doesn't cost you anything, just ask some questions, and you'll find out what your options are and how you can provide some coverage for yourself and the employees you have.
Exactly. Thanks, Jim.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now. I thought a lot of people would ask what what's going on with your.
No, it's fair. I don't mind touching on it.
Yeah.
Now that there's more certainty on it.
Yeah, I know he's back at work. So
When we were
I think
originally
the press release was out there already. So.
Yeah, when you